Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Blessing. How are you all doing? Hope you are doing fine. God bless you for stopping by and watch this channel. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever you upload a video, you'll be notified. So guys, in today's tutorial, we will be learning how to cut this female pants, also known as female trouser, anyone you call it. You can see how beautiful it is. So guys, if you want to know how to cut and sew this female pants and you want to, it's very detailed, a beginner friendly and a very detailed tutorial. Even a beginner can try it and it will come out perfect, just the way it's come out on my body like this. So if you want to learn it, definitely keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, this is the material I'll be working with. It's a 2 yards of fabric in my shock, my scissors and the ruler I'll be working with. This is a pin as well. So guys, now the first thing I will be doing is to spread out this fabric. Like I said, this is a 2 yards of fabric. So after spreading, the first thing I will be doing here is just to take the full length of this pants, and I will be taking 35 inches for my length. So guys, before I will mark my 35 inches, I will come up by 2 inches. Like I will deduct 2 inches from this length for my band. But if you don't want to use band, it's also fine. You can just go ahead to mark it like that. But it's good to add a band to it. So guys, after that I will mark from my waist to my knee measurement, and that is 18 inches. I will go ahead to mark it. Then after that I will mark my crotch. My crotch measurement is, how to get a crotch measurement is to divide your hip circumference by 4. That is how you can get a perfect crotch measurement. So I will go ahead to mark it like so. Then from my waist to my hip length is 8 inches. Okay, then I will just go ahead to mark my hip line like so. From my waist to my hip line is 8 inches, while from my waist to my crotch line is 9.5 inches. I divided my hip circumference by 4 for me to achieve this part here. So from my waist to my knee is 18 inches, just the way I've said earlier. So I will just go ahead to rule all this line up like so. Then after ruling the hem part, I will add extra 2 inches to the bottom part so that I will use it to turn it over, as in my hemming part, let me say so. So after that I will just go ahead to rule it up just the way you see me ruling. So now I will just go ahead to identify this line so that we will not be confused. Here is my waistline, here is my hip line, okay, my crotch line and my hip line, my knee line, sorry, then my full length. You can also call it hem length or hem part, or anyone you call it. So now since it's a female trouser, we kind of make a curve at the side. Then by achieving that curve, for the waist I will come out by 1.5 inches. Then I will connect it to meet the hip line. Okay, I will just make a slight curve to meet the hip line like so. Then on the knee length I will come out by 1 inches. Okay, after marking 1 inches I will connect it to meet the hip line as well, just the way you see me doing. So for the hem part here, I will also come out by 1.5 inches. Then I will rule it to meet the knee line. Just watch me and see what I'm doing. You will understand more better. So I will just mark it like that. So guys, after marking, I will just make sure I blend it well so that when I want to measure my remaining measurements, I will not be confused. You can see that part is kind of curving. Okay, you know, we female side, as in this side is curving because of our hip part. So that is the how to achieve the curve at the side. Okay, so now the next thing I will be doing here, is to divide my waist measurement by 4. Then I will mark what I have on. I'll just mark it. Then I will add one inches for seam allowance. Okay, I will add 1 inches for seam allowance, that intake included also. So now for the hip part, I will divide my hip measurement by 4. Then after dividing by 4, I will mark what I have. After marking, I will now give 1 inches for seam allowance as well. So guys, for the lap, the upper lap area, I will divide what I have by 2. Note that it's only the waist and the hip line, the hip circumference, that you will divide by 4. The lap, you will divide it by 2. Then after dividing by 2, I gave 1 inches for seam allowance as well. Then I went ahead to just connect all these lines together. Okay, I don't know if you understand me. For the lap area, I divide mine into two, then added 1 inch seam allowance. After adding 1 inch seam allowance, now I now connect all the lines together. Okay, so now I will move over to the knee line. So I will divide my knee into 2. Okay, so guys, I will start my lines from that part, the shock, where I shocked. Okay, the part that I curve, that is where I will start all my lines, like I said. So now after dividing my knee into 2, I will add half an inch seam allowance to this part here. So now we move over to the hemming part. I will divide what I measure at the hemming part. Okay, I will divide it into 2 and add half an inch for seam allowance as well. Now guys, I will now go ahead to connect these lines together. So if you don't know how to take accurate measurement for trousers like this, I will, in my next video, I will make a video on that. Okay, so that we will understand what we are doing. Okay, so guys, like I said, I will just connect it to meet that to the end part. Okay, following the line that I marked. Okay, not that I will just follow the last mark that I mark. I will just follow it up like so. The seam allowance. Okay, I will just connect them together. Okay, guys, just look at me and you understand what I'm saying. So guys, after connecting, this is how it will be looking like. I'm just blending the line together to make sure they correspond together. Okay, so now I will just do it like so. Now basically this front pattern is almost ready. Now the next thing I will be doing is for my dart. So I will just measure from the waist to 4 inches. Okay, then I will just mark it. So guys, after marking, I will just go ahead to cut out this pattern. But before I will cut out this pattern, I will pin it first. I will pin it first so that when I'm cutting, it will not be shifting and it will not make me to cut it wrongly. I don't know if you understand me. So I will first of all secure the two. Remember, the front is 2 parts and the back is 2 parts. So I will secure these two together, then before I will cut it, so that when I'm cutting, I will have 100% sure that I'm cutting the right parts. Okay, so now I will just go ahead to cut out the pattern. So guys, this is how it looks like after cutting. So I will just go ahead to identify this part as my front part, then I will leave it like that. So guys, I will just go ahead to notch the part that I will give for my dart. So now I will just use this particular one to cut out the back pattern. Okay, so guys, I've bring out another fabric, then I place the front one on top of the fresh fabric. Then I will just go ahead to pin it together so that when I'm still cutting, it will not be shifting. If you want to have a good cutting and a good work, a neat work, always pin your work, okay, so that it will not be shifting here and there and find out that one is longer than one or one is shorter than one. Okay guys, so the next thing I will be doing on this front part here, I will come down by 1 inches, okay, from the front part, like for the front part, not the side. From the front part like this, as in the center, for the front, for the center, I will come down by 1 inches, then connect it to meet the sides. Okay, if you notice very well that the front of the front is normally deeper than the back. Okay, to achieve the as in accurate part there, you need to come down by 1 inches. Then you replace that 1 inches that you come down with and add it to the back. Okay, you know we have a big bumble at our back, so for that to for this particular back here, you can come up by 1.5 inches, but I normally come up by 1 inches because I don't want too much excess at the back part. But if you want to come up by 1.5 inches is also fine. So guys, I will extend it to meet that 1 inches. I will draw it up to where that 1 inches is, okay? Then from that 1 inches at the back, I will give 1 inches for seam allowance. I will also give 1 inches for that curving part like so. 1 inches all through like so. So for the crotch area, I will give 2 inches because of our bumble at the back, so that it can accommodate it very well. For the crotch part, I gave 2 inches, while for the other side, I gave 1 inch. So now, I will just connect this line with a curve ruler like this. I will connect it all to that 1 inches extension. So now, we now have our back curve where the curve part, okay? So now this is how it looks like, because the back normally bigger than the front, because the back we have a big bump there. So for the knee area, I will give 1.5 inches for my seam allowance, okay? 1.5 inches on my knee area, on my knee line there. So for the hemi part, I will also give 1.5 inches for the hemi part. Then I will now connect it straight to meet the crotch line, okay? So now guys, you can see that the back is now bigger than the front, okay? So for the side, they are equal. Yep, the side we cut it accordingly as the front. We cut it exactly as the front. While for the center is bigger, okay? Because of the bumble that we accommodate, okay? So now I will now extend this 1 inches to meet the sides. Remember, the side is equal, okay? So now basically we have done. So I will just go ahead to cut out this pattern. So guys, this is how it come out when I've cut it. So now I will just go ahead to notch the dart area at the back, okay? So now I will just bring out the front. I will separate the front from the back, okay? I will separate the front from the back. Before I will separate, I will first of all remove my pin. Remember, I pinned down first. So I will first of all remove my pins, then I separate the front from the back. So to trim out that 1 inches that we come down with earlier, so I will just trim that 1 inches off. Okay. So now this, we have our full front now. This is how it should be looking like. Okay, now I will now go ahead to just notch my dart so that I will know where to hold my dart if I want to hold it. Now the next thing I will be doing here is for me to take this front part here to my sewing machine, right side meeting right side like this. Then I will create a space where my zipper will be. So for this curved part, I will just take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch by 1/2 inch there. So, and I will leave, let me just say, I will leave about 4 inches. Yes, I will leave about 4 inches here for my zipper. Then I will sew the remaining parts. Okay. For the back area, I will also do the same thing, but for this back, I will start from the beginning to the ending. Okay. Now, guys, I've done that. You can see after sewing, and I open it up and I give it a very good press. You can see that. And this is the back part. I do the same thing to the back part as well. After sewing, I open it up and I gave it a good press. I also did that. I also iron my dart. Okay, you can see the dart intake I've sewed. This is how it looks like. You can see I've ironed it as well. So now the next thing I will be doing is to bring the right side of the back and the right side of the front together. Ignore the excess. Okay, just bring the front and the back equal like this. Okay, run 1 inches. You can run 1/2 inches if you want. If you don't want it too tight, you can go ahead to run 1/2 inches. But if you want it that tight, go ahead to run 1 inches on the side. Okay, for me here, I've run 1 inches because I want mine to hug me very well. So I've go ahead to run 1 inches on the side. So now the next thing I will be doing, I will just bring out the cross line like this. Make sure this cross line align to each other. Like I said, ignore the excess. Okay, just ignore the excess. Make sure the two parts correspond to each other. Okay, so I will just take it to my sewing machine and make sure this front and the back, they correspond to each other. Ignore the excess, just take the excess aside. Then first of all, pin it at the center, then run 1/2 inch all through. 1/2 inch all through to the end part. So guys, this is how it looks like after running 1/2 inch. You can see the center there accurate, and you can see the side, they are well matched together. So guys, now the next thing I will be doing is to bring out my band. Remember, with my minus 2 inches band. Then first of all, I will measure what I have for the waist area to use to cut my band. Okay, so guys, I will just go ahead to cut out the band. So guys, this is the band, and I cut 2.5 inches, 1/2 inches for my seam allowance and 2 inches for the band replacement. So now what I will do here is for the band right side meeting the trouser wrong side. I don't know if you understand. The band right side meeting the wrong side of the main trousers. Then I will pin it all round like so. So guys, after pinning, this is what we have. I will just take it to my sewing machine now and run a stitch on it. So guys, here is it. I've run a stitch on it. Now the next thing I will be doing is just to turn the trouser over to the right side. Okay, I will turn it over to the right side. You can see I've turned it over to the right side. Then I will bring out the band from the wrong side to the right side. As you can see, I've ironed 1/2 inch on the band. Like I said, I added 1/2 inch on it, so I've ironed the half. Then I'll place it carefully on the part that I sewed to cover it up, and I will touch stitch on it neatly. I will neatly touch stitch on it, okay, at the end, just neatly. I will touch stitch all round. I will touch stitch all round, okay. So guys, here it is. You can see how beautiful it is. You can see how neat it is as well. So now the next thing I will be doing here is just I will just go to the hemming part, which is the bottom part here. Then if you have a locking machine, as in that English locking machine, or you have a all these inner locking machine manual, just go ahead to lock the edge, okay. Go ahead to use manual locking machine to lock the edge. Then after that, you just iron it. You put in 2 inches inward like that. You remember we added 2 inches. Then first of all iron it before you add your hemming gum in between that 2 inches, okay. You first of all iron it first to have a neat work. Then after ironing, you add your hemming gum in between so that it can hold the two together neatly, okay. So guys, you can see I've done that. You can see how neat the bottom part is. You can see the other part, so neat and well good. You can see. So now this is how it looks like. You can see the inside, very neat. So now the next thing we'll be doing is just to bring out my zipper and place it in where it's supposed to be. Then iron it very well. A good press. I will just iron it so that it will be neat, okay. After that, I will come back to show you guys what it looks like. So guys, this is how it looks like after adding my zipper. So you can see how neat this work is. It's very, you can try this, and this is the outcome of the trousers. So guys, if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case I upload any video, you'll be notified. Share this video as well and comment on this video if you find this video helpful. If you learned 1 or 2 things from this video, please comment on the comment section. I will be waiting there to reply all your questions, okay. So guys, this is how the outcome of our trouser is. Give us a thumbs up if you find this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you will be notified. Also share this video as well. Recommend this channel to your friends. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye. See you in my next video.